attention. The views expressed in this video are not always that of our sponsors. We are neither doctors or lawyers. Always make sure to consult a professional for any legal or medical advice. We are legal medical cannabis patients, cultivators, and caregivers. This show is meant for entertainment and educational purposes and is intended for viewers over the age of 18.
Hey,
how's it going?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Top Shelf.
Yeah.
I'm Big V.
I'm Zach.
I am Tim Lawrence.
How's it going?
I'm a two-namer. I'm not the guy that doesn't have one name.
I mean, you never know. We got Stuart Wells in the house with the news tonight. But yeah, you know, you leave the door open and you never know what kind of varmint's going to roam in. And Tim showed up here and he's like, "Hey, man, I need some food. I'm hungry. I've been rolling around. I heard the Stray Cat Strut playing in the background.
Cup of sugar. Neighbor, you got a cup of sugar for a neighbor and a glass of milk? That's what I was baking a cake. I stopped by it.
Right. So, but he had a gift. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. He brought me some stuff here, and he's got to show us all, you know, and then.
I'm going to talk about that. I wanted you to get to your intro because I want to dive in because I tend to take up all the air.
And then the main reason he's here is because he knows this shit better than I do. So I got my analysis back on my varieties with the terpene analysis on 4 of them, and Tim is here and he's going to help us decipher this stuff. So before we do anything else, I'm going to shut up and we're going to dab in.
Oh my goodness! And I'm going to
dab in.
These guys are doing. And what varietals do you have your dabbing? What is you guys dabbing on?
Yabba dabba doo.
Okay, yabba dabba doo.
Yeah. We've gotten
we got
trouble for naming them.
Yeah. I am a hemp.
We're dabbing dabs.
I'm gonna roll to some hemp because that's my choice, and so you know I'm under 0.3 on the THC. I like smoking hemp. It's my choice, and
right on, man.
Yeah, so flower I prefer.
Ooh, dabby.
Oh,
yabba dabba doo, baby.
And that's what I'm gonna roll with. And I have the automatic roller here that I'm gonna while we're talking, I'm gonna roll. You guys that can roll like straight up roll joints, awesome, good for you. But this is a little auto roller. It's ridiculous. It's
I've
ridiculous.
never seen one. That's pretty cool.
We're gonna do it up. While we're talking, I'm gonna crush some and get it in there and do it. A grinder. Somebody has a grinder. I forgot my grinder. Anyway, but yes, dab it up. This is the same concentrate from this flower. It's really great.
I have
CBD, CBG.
I happen to have a grinder that I just cleaned it, so it has no THC on it whatsoever.
Yeah. Good, because the psychoactive effects that happen from that, power to y'all if you can do that. I like a very even, I'm a very even keel, even split on mine. But this is it's under 0.3 THC, very high CBD, has some CBN, has some terpenes. It's got great terps, which we're going to talk about. But I'm going to let you guys start.
No, that's cool.
We're enjoying Lucky Elixir. We're enjoying our Lucky Elixir infused, CBD infused. From those guys over on Swift in North Kansas City.
Yeah.
Blueberry Magic, which is on sale right now. This is amazing. It's such a great way to get CBD.
I'm liking the CBD stuff. We're going to talk some Delta 8 at some point too, but let me talk real quick. I got to do my shout outs, so I'm going to make them quick because we have a lot of stuff to talk about tonight. If you're not here, or if you're not here, okay, if you're here and you know somebody that wants to know more about terpenes and wants to know more about just the medical effects of cannabis and exactly how they work, this tonight is the show to watch. Tag them down there real quick. Get them here. They are going to want this information because personally, now maybe somebody else does, but I don't know anybody that knows more than Tim Lawrence does here about terpenes.
Wow.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Wikipedia University graduate on the terps. Yeah, no, I have spent some time. So
yeah, just a little, right?
A little time.
Okay, so, but yeah, so get them here, tag them. You want them to be here. So Grow It Forward 2021. Yes. Let me turn my volume down on my notifications here so I don't get blown up because I have a tendency to get a lot of those things. So yeah, Grow It Forward 2021. we've changed the date, okay? So we're going to inconvenience you guys just a little bit. We've changed the date of the giveaway
Hey, Dave, want to throw the little flyer up over here?
because the Grow It Forward 21
Gotta hit the
2021 giveaway.
I.
We've changed the date of that because we are hosting an event at Happy Rock Farms
Right
called
there.
the B420. He's good.
B420.
There you go.
The
Right up,
B4
that's where I like it at. Right over
B420.
Zach's.
I love that.
So B420. It's on April 17th, Saturday. We're going to be having a little mixer community get together. There's going to be some vendors there. It's going to be on private property with no public access.
Yeah.
If you know what that means, then come one, come all, and just have a good time. I'm going to be doing a little introductory workshop on organics. I'm not going to be doing anything super in-depth.
Right.
Just like an introduction to organic gardening. That's going to be, and we're going to give away, there's going to be a lot of giveaways there. We're going to be giving away some cultured biologic products there, which we're going to give away tonight.
Nice.
We're going to be giving away some, we're going to be giving away all kinds of shit. T-shirts, just stuff, okay? So come out and check it out if you want. Yeah, swag, baby.
Yeah.
So that dab did me good. So maybe it was all the cones before the dab.
Possibly. It's been a cone-full day.
There were cones.
Yeah, cones. So anyway, I want to give a shout out to all the contributors of that, and we'll be posting links to that either this evening, but more like in the morning, to all the contributors' pages that you can go show them some love. So we're going to give somebody a tent set up, a complete grow set up in a tent so that they can get growing. So that's going to be, the giveaway is going to be at the Grow It Forward.
At the Grow It Forward?
Yeah.
At the
Deep breath,
B420
Bigby. Deep
event.
breath, Vern. Deep breath. Okay, at the B420 at Happy Rock Farms. So be there or be square.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be a good
Okay.
time.
Shout out. Bam, bam, bam. What's next? What you got? You got some events to talk about,
we
brother?
got the was the Nasty 420 event going on.
Yeah.
We're down in Knob Noster.
That sounds pretty cool. Who's
It
the
is.
band that's going to be there? Do you remember?
Saliva.
Saliva.
Yeah.
Saliva's going to be there. Yeah,
Click,
dude.
click, boom.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
with midget wrestling, little people wrestling, something like
Yeah,
that.
I
don't-
heard something about
Yeah.
that.
You better correct yourself,
I know. I don't.
brother. Little people
people
wrestling,
I'm
brother.
sorry.
Yeah, don't be messing around, baby.
Oh,
Cancel
I
culture will
love my
have your
wrestling.
ass, man.
I am an 80s.
We don't need cancel culture getting on us.
Saturday,
man.
Sunday morning 80s wrestling fan. So this just wrestling. I don't care if you're big,
Dude,
little, small. I don't
who was
care
your
what-
favorite?
Diamond Dallas Page.
Dude,
but that's new
DDP.
stuff. But and then also Ric Flair. Come on, woo! Ric
Yeah.
Flair.
Yeah.
Man, come on.
Woo!
Yeah, Bulldog. The Bulldog. Yeah.
Yeah, the nature boy.
Anything on Saturday.
But you said Bulldog, dude. So when you go to Bulldog Bob Brown, you're going way back,
Right,
baby.
that is.
You're going back to Rufus T.
Yes.
You're going back all the way to old school, baby.
Wow.
George, George Killer Kowalski.
George Killer Kowalski.
Man, I'm telling you what, that's old school wrestling.
know, I'm
That's
telling you.
Saturday morning in the
Showing my
70s,
age,
baby.
man.
Yeah. So yeah, me and my grandpa used to watch that every Saturday morning.
I'm excited for that event. Super excited for that
Yeah.
event. I love it. That's what's
Yeah.
amazing. What's
Nasty Glass.
Nasty Glass. God,
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah. So I
Totally
think
killed.
there's going to be a lot of cool people out there.
Dab
I'm
and Daddies.
excited.
Dab and Daddy is
I'm
going to
excited.
be out there. Dabstar, I saw him post. They're going to be
Yeah.
out there. So that's going to be a cool event.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I wish I could go, but we have
Right.
prior commitments.
Wow,
And then,
I will-
of course, we talked about it a little. We have, of course, the B420 event.
Right.
If you, Dave, you want to throw our little flyer up for that one?
B420.
Yeah, B420 down at Happy Rock Farms.
Yep.
Come out and check us out. Hey, look, it matches my shirt.
it's on 4/17. It's on the 17th. Is that
It's on
right?
the
Yeah,
17th,
17th.
Saturday the
I
17th.
gotta fix it.
Those
Oh, there-
guys.
Oh, there it is. That's perfect, man. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
Those guys are amazing. I know you guys would do the Happy Rock Farms. It's just what a bunch of solid group of guys. I know that you're doing stuff over there, amazing stuff. We're gonna get into the soil things.
Yeah.
But that'll play into the terpene thing. But yes, I'm super excited about both events. So
Awesome, man.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah.
What else we got?
We have a concert going on, an Afro Man concert
Afro Man.
down at Rolla.
That's coming
And,
up this weekend, man.
Yeah,
Actually,
first.
Thursday,
Yeah.
April 1st,
Yeah, if you're interested.
which happens to be my mom's birthday.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, if
Happy
you're
birthday
interested,
on April 1st, Mom.
Day.
if
So-
you're interested in going, get a hold of Waxy Brown.
I don't think she's watching.
Yeah, but it's down in Raleigh. You
We'll
can get
pass it
Waxy
along.
Brown and if you're wanting to go to check that out.
Yep.
I think tickets were like, what, $10?
Yeah, and Colorful Vibes is and
Yeah.
Waxy
Oh, nice.
Brown, I believe, are the ones putting that on. So if I'm wrong, please correct me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read. It's kind of hard for me to read all the comments there. So
Oh,
right on, man. So yeah, anything else? Not yet. Not
Not
worth talking
really
about.
yet.
A little too far out to start
Yeah.
discussing.
We got some other ones coming, but again, yeah, like you said, they're a
Yeah.
little too far out to really bring up yet.
And
so.
if you can't get out to these events, or if you get out during the day and you don't want to go out there at night or whatever, it's on a Tuesday, so a lot of people aren't going to be able to get out to these events. We're going to we've got something really cool planned for April 20th. We're going to be doing a remote, and the place is not important. The reason we're doing a remote is because we need more space.
Yep.
And we're going to have several guests, and we're going to just be kicking it. So that's going to be awesome, and we want you guys to kick it with us. It's going to be really cool. So yeah, that's pretty much all we got going on. So where are we at with the?
Yeah, I think it's
We're getting almost time. I was waiting for a buzzer. I thought I was going to get interrupted.
Oh, yeah,
There it is.
Oh, there's
There
the
it
buzzer.
is.
All right.
Okay, you know what that means. You're just jumping the gun, man.
Oh,
You gotta
yeah,
let
we
me
got-
do the build-up.
We got to
dude.
do. That's
You
right.
gotta let me do you.
Hey,
Zach,
it has been
Okay,
a stressful
so-
day.
Okay,
What do we got?
Girl Scout cookies times
Skunk
Skunk Works.
All right, and actually, we
Yep.
have a guest.
Oh, what? I get a draw?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
can draw
the guest
there.
has to draw.
So this is what they're getting? What are they getting?
Yeah,
They're getting some
seeds, magic
some
beans.
Magic beans.
Wow. Okay.
And as far as we know, they'll never be germinated.
Who is it? Danielle N. Mullis? Is that
Ooh,
Danielle
a
and
new
Mullis.
one.
Yes.
Danielle Mullis.
So,
I'm lucky.
you
Lucky
have
charm.
Danielle. You have 24 hours to send us some a message. Let us know you watched and you got the message.
If you know
Yeah.
Danielle, tag her, please. Get her here. We
Yeah,
want her to have these seeds.
That's big
But
time.
if she don't get with us, we'll give them to someone else. So yeah, cool. All right, so
There's the first one of the night.
awesome. So right
Terps?
now we got about 15 minutes, man, to talk about terpenes
do it.
before we have to go to the news.
Gotcha.
man.
We got to get
So,
the news in, right.
Okay, so I guess where I just want to throw out there, and then
Sure.
brother, you can just have it,
Sure.
man.
Okay.
So I had I had 4 of my staple varieties that I
Yep.
have in my stable, my
Yep.
4 anchors.
Yep.
I had those, or my 4 cornerstones.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the LA Pure has always been my chief cornerstone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But and some people wonder why.
Yeah.
But the bee cookies is more potent, but there's so much that plays into these. So, I got the potency tested, and I'm cool with what I found.
Yeah.
Great potency.
Great potency.
So, what I wanted to know was what was the terpene profile. So I sent my I sent off to the super secret laboratory.
Yeah, super secret. Which we can talk about.
We can. Oh yeah.
Want to roll into it?
So and I got these. I got them.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fantastic. I
Right.
mean, the results on this is amazing.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let him have it because he's the terpy guy. He knows what the hell he's talking about, and I bow to a greater authority in terpenes.
Man.
But I'm wearing my Bullsworth Talk Terpy
That's
T-shirt, baby.
That's right.
Bullsworth
Representing.
in cannabis apparel in the Missouri area. Bullsworth
Where it's
is the shiznit
Yeah.
right now, man.
Yep.
And so shout out, Jake.
Yeah. Guys, thank you for having me. This is amazing. I've seen and watched the show so many times, and just to be in the presence. So thank you for having me. I'm super really
you coming
appreciate
on,
it. Yeah,
brother.
Appreciate it.
and my time in medical marijuana, cannabis, and hemp is it's on and off. I started my professional career in high school, and going forward. So. I never knew what I was ingesting and indulging in, and ultimately what it turned out is a going down the science path and understanding on a molecular level what this is. Now we're not going to go down deep science. What we're going to do is just broad brushstrokes on what terpenes are and how they're of value. And like Big V said, it's not all about the percentage of THC in something. It's not all about the psychoactive effect to the next level. You have to have an entourage effect where all the molecules work together, right? So cannabinoids, flavonoids, terpenes are all working together in conjunction to, for a better state of well-being, let's call it. Terpenes is a large class of compounds. They're created naturally by like plants and some insects. So there's a little
Really?
drop of knowledge.
Insects.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they give off a distinct flavor and smell, and those molecules act as a natural defense for plants, can help ward off harmful parasites, bugs, while helping that plant survive in dangerous climate challenges, things of that nature. So terps have, a natural.
Absolutely.
Stink bugs, is that
Yes.
a terpene?
Well, I don't. Could
Well,
be.
I mean, is skunk a terpene?
Right?
Well, it's in a lot of the names of every
Right.
varietal
I
plant.
mean, the smell that makes skunk.
But I don't know.
I've heard that was really, like you said, it was a defense mechanism
Yeah.
that the plant put off
Yeah.
because of the aphid infestations where it was at. So
It
that,
does help.
So
It does help. It's a defense mechanism
Yeah.
for a lot of things. And it's total segue. There's a really cute video of a little baby skunk that somebody rescued, and it does its whole little stance, its little pats on the foot, and it points its butt at you. But that's not the kind of terpenes that we're looking for. The terpenes.
bad terpenes.
Those are bad.
Bad terpenes.
That's bad juju.
Yeah.
The benefits of terpenes in cannabis and in hemp, remember, these are the same plant, just with some different molecule changes in them. They can be determined as a role to play in health and wellness. Literally, that's what we're talking about here. And one of the ones that's prominent in a lot of your varietals, so Vern brought me somebody, said, I really want to know what the profiles on these were. And so we took them over to our buddies at Green Precision Analytics, Josh over there. They're up by the airport. Those guys are amazing. They were awarded a lab license, and they any caregiver, anybody who has a card-carrying cannabis patient can have this tested. They can
Okay.
test their plant. You could roll right up there because there's a lot of not so great quality of plant out there, okay? And when you
No.
Where?
yeah, everybody's a genius. Everybody's a
Right.
master grower. But when Vern brought me some product, we took it, we put it underneath the microscope. You've got some pictures out there. We took molecularly on that.
Yep.
Man, the plant in the way it looks, every little part of that plant, the pistils, all of the little trichomes and everything, beautiful under the magnifying. Yeah, glass, really beautiful. So we were like, man, wonder what the terp profile is in this. We sent it in. Green Precision Analytics gave us the COAs back on this, what this is. One of the prominent ones was limonene, a prominent terpene in many plants, including many strains of cannabis. Nice smell. Both indica sativa have this very citrusy terpene, and its effectiveness in it is brain functions, helpful for suffering from anxiety and other ailments. So
Absolutely.
right on, and that was prominent in a lot of in the strains.
Almost all of them.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that was one of the
one of the
Prominent
prominent
terpenes,
profiles
yeah.
that came out. So it was really cool to see
and that stands to reason why I gravitate, because I obviously gravitate to piney.
Yeah, and amazing stuff. There was a couple other. The myrcene was another one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that you had in there. It's very distinct. It's one of those. It's found in hops, so peppery, spicy.
Right.
We're in the same sister plant. It's in the same family as cannabis and hops. So it's got it's got some lemongrass in it too. That can be found inside of it, and it has things for inflammation, among some other things, but that one was a really interesting one because it showed up in a lot of your. It showed up in a lot of your sativa strains is primarily where it shows up in, but it can be in both. A couple others that you had, the bees cookie, that was an interesting one. So that had a
Yeah,
really.
let's talk about the bee cookie.
Yeah. That humulene that was in there, fairly common, and it was in a good quantity that you had that. It very floral, and it is again prominent in hops plants, and the effects, the benefits of that. It's really used in therapeutic grade essential oils for the use of all of its healing properties. So antifungal is one of it that it had in there. And another thing for just overall state of mind, its antibacterial properties as well. So a very interesting mix. And again, all of these things, when combusted, are going to play a part in the way that your system, your natural system works. So your endocannabinoid system is going to know what to do with these things. It's going to know what to do with this plant, and it's going to pretty much feed the body properly. And speaking of feeding the body, this is one thing that we've talked about over time. There's two schools of thought, right? There's soil, and then there's hydroponics, right?
Right.
And I'm a soil guy. No, here just my opinion on it. And the living soil is just something that I feel like that's really taking and feeding the plant. And it's
Yes.
what the plant's reaching out and grabbing all the nutrients that it can from it.
Right.
And a lot of your, what we found in a lot of the strains that you have, really rich, high terpene values coming, shining through. They had a little bit of everything, but very diverse in some of the plants that you had. There was two more that you had, purple and LA Kush.
The Purple Kush
Yeah.
and the Fruity Pebble, and the
yeah.
LA. Which one have you already done? You've done the bee cookies?
Yeah.
And we did the Fruity Pebble,
Yeah.
correct?
So now
So,
we're
yeah. LA Pure?
LA Pure, very interesting, right? So that terpene.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So Nerolidol too. There you go. I said it.
Nerolidol.
Nerolidol 2.
Antibacterial, anti-cancer, fungal, and anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Huge.
Yes.
And it's prominent in the
Yes.
cookies. Yeah, that's what we're
No,
no.
LA Pure.
LA Pure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
LA
Well,
Pure.
and
Wow.
that stands to reason why over time, all of my patients that have had rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis,
Yep.
cancer, of course.
Yep.
It has been
Yeah.
the variety that is coveted.
Yeah.
It's
And I can't think of a lighter word. It's coveted
It
with
is.
those patients.
It's said to disrupt membrane of cancer cells. Is
Yeah.
what it's
Oh,
said
wow.
to do.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
amazing.
mean, and there was
It's
just
a healer.
It's a
Yeah.
healer. I'm gonna blow it. So I know that there was a big community effort around Johnny. Was this the gentleman's
Yeah.
name from that?
Dabbing Daddies?
I mean,
Is that what he needs?
yeah. Well, and so many people reached out to him and have done so
Mm-hmm.
many things on his channel. I know that everybody pulled together. Bilger Solutions,
that was
Dabby
great.
Daddies
It was-
guys.
yeah.
I was just so blown away by it. Pretty emotional. I mean, as to what happened.
Yeah.
Again, these medicinal properties are what we're talking about here, and your plants it shines through, man. It was
Very cool.
really amazing. So the last plant, what was the last one that we were?
The Fruity Pebble OG, or
yeah,
was it the purple? Which one was it? Good God! Which one's that?
I think it was
need to start writing this crap down.
purple. That
The purple kush we have
purple
not
kush
talked
we have
about.
not talked about. The big one there was osmine that I found in that.
Tell me about this beautiful little indica.
Yeah, my fave, right? So of the strains, indica is my favorite, and it helps treat the symptoms of diabetes. It helps inhibiting the proliferation of key enzymes there. It's hypertension as well. So
Oh, really?
that's the big two things. Yeah, and it's type 2 diabetes. But again, benefits of that which are generally compounded and put into a little bottle, and you have to go see a man in a coat, and
Right.
he gives you a thing, and
Yeah.
you go get that. This is a medicinal plant. This has a value to it in
Right.
that family of what would otherwise be considered a plant, medicinal for those
Right.
purposes. I really love the cannabis plant. I love hemp, of course, the same thing, just different molecular values of
Right.
it.
Right.
It's a go-to for me, and I just can't say enough, man, about the plant. What the way the state that it was in when you brought it to us, and
Okay.
looking at it under the microscope. This is huge because sometimes we see things with, dare I say, mold or mildew on these plants.
Say it, man.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've seen it at the retail level.
Yeah.
And the value of a caregiver, it cannot be understated at how important that it is. And somebody who has spent a lot of time honing their craft. When attorneys bring in experts, right? The expert is like 20 years or more in something, right? So if you've been doing this for that long, and I dare I say that they're, I'm not saying how many years somebody's put in time, but you can tell the quality of time
Right.
that's put into something, the care and love that's
I
put into something.
appreciate that. Thank you.
So, hats off to you, sir. That's really the bulk of what I kind of wanted to get at. Again, Green Position Analytics, Josh over there, can help anyone that wants to know what their plant has in it. And if your caregiver is saying, "Oh, it's the best, and I've done this and that and the other thing," you can always go over there. You got your patient card, your caregiver. In you go, and you can tell what's inside that plant. Full
Nice.
profile over there with
Nice.
those guys. So
How much does that
Yeah.
cost? Do you
How
know?
much-
You know what? It ranges anywhere from starting at 100 and it goes up. Depends on
Okay.
what you want. Terp, potency. There's some other testing that they can do. Heavy metals,
Okay.
things of that nature. So
Right.
if you want to know, and again, if this is something that you are consistent with your caregiver. They're providing you medicine. You need to know.
Nice.
Right.
You need
Yeah,
to know
very
what's in
cool.
it.
I mean,
So-
you know, I wouldn't have a problem, you know, and this, one of the reasons that I did what I wanted to get these done, and I was so adamant about
Yeah.
it, was that if I am taking care of a patient,
Yeah.
I want to be able to present them with something that they can say, okay, I see. You grow quality medication, you
Yeah.
know, and these really aren't that hard to read. They're pretty, I'm going to post these up
Yeah.
so that, you know,
Yeah, with pride.
tomorrow.
100%.
And I'm going to definitely, I feel like this is something that every person who wants to be a caregiver should do. If
Yeah.
not to show people that are coming on board, to prove to themselves that they're growing clean
yeah.
medication. When I say good, clean medication, what you said is what I mean. I
Yeah.
mean mold-free,
Yeah. Yeah.
heavy metal-free,
Yeah. Pesticides. the whole number.
pesticide-free.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, animal castings or critter castings free. You
Yeah,
know,
right.
A lot of the outdoor grow that happened last year is, you know, it's really suspect if you're going to, if you're going to smoke that or ingest it, because what we found, and I've got videos on there, and I'll post this. Somebody brought us some outdoor grow that was going to be used as they called smokable, right? And when we put it under the microscope, on one bud, there were hundreds of tiny worms crawling
Oh, wow.
all over the bud, and then those worms, they defecate
Yep.
on the plant, and then a caterpillar or a grasshopper comes along, eats those worms, and then it defecates on the plant, and before you know it, it's rot. Bud rot.
Shitty deal.
It's a shit.
That is a real shitty way to grow.
Wow. That's
Shitweed.
Shitweed. Is there a grinder? I wanted to make sure I saw this auto thing. I'm not.
I happen to have a grinder right here.
This is hemp, guys.
And
I love
that
hemp.
very well could be
It's
a
a-
little bit of tomato sauce on there.
That's
but
okay. I'll take
no.
some marinara with my. Yeah, I mean, why not? All I'm going to do is I'm going to grind some hemp and I put it in the auto roller. This is crazy ridiculous. Anybody that I'm showing this to is like, oh my god, this
So
dude.
this is a treat. I had no idea
Yeah.
you were going to bring this.
Yeah. So I want to be quick about it.
We were actually just talking about
Doing something
doing some
similar.
stuff about, you know, showing people how to roll.
So, Anna,
Go ahead.
if you're watching, pay attention to this. This is what we were
I'll tell
talking
you,
about the
hold
other
on.
day.
You know what? I'm gonna stop you right there.
Please.
Can we do this when we come back, because it is 7:30
Oh my God.
and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please.
great. So will you stay around and do this when you come
100%,
back? Perfect.
absolutely.
So right now, I think we're gonna go to the Top Shelf Weekly Update with Stuart Wells.
All right.
Yeah.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun.
It's time for the Top Shelf Weekly Update with Stuart Wells. Hey, Stuart.
There it goes. There you go.
We on?
Yep.
All right. Did everybody hear about the drink? Anyway, Joplin is expecting their first dispensary opening next week. Missouri-made marijuana, located at 1502 South Range Line Road, is planning on opening on April 2nd. Congrats to the people of Joplin for finally getting their first dispensary. I guess you can now get some very expensive weed if you want. Next up, Missouri cannabis sales topped $2 million last week. So that's kind of big news, yeah. Additionally, more than 90,000 patients and caregivers have received state-approved medical cannabis cards, and thousands of other applications have been filed.
Nice.
So that's good news. A Rhode Island Senate panel last week heard initial testimony on legislation that would end criminal penalties for possessing small amounts of drugs and replace them with a $100 fine. What a time to be alive.
Right?
My dad would sure be like, man, you guys have it way too easy. They never did. You know, he would really be upset if he heard that right now. Anyway, so next up, a study partly funded by the National Bureau of Economic Research shows that legalizing marijuana for adult use is associated with an increase in workforce productivity and a decrease in workplace injuries. The study results show a decline in workers' compensation benefits by 20% after states legalized marijuana for recreational use. It is thought that access to marijuana recreationally allows for better management of symptoms that impede work capacity, examples being chronic pain, insomnia, mental health problems, nausea, and so forth. So all of those hindrances gone, and it seems we can increase productivity quite a bit. In celebrity news, Seth Rogen he's joined the group of celebrities that have launched cannabis lines. His line is called Houseplant Cannabis. So currently they have 3 strains. They are called Diablo Wind, Pancake Ice, and Pink Moon. The first 2 are sativas, and the third one is dubbed an indica. And it's got the crosses, but that's not important. Because I want to end on a positive note, this story is one that affects so many. It is something that us in the know have known for a long time. A study published in January showed findings that higher storefront dispensary counts are associated with reduced opioid deaths, particularly deaths associated with synthetic opioids such as fentanyl. The paper concluded by saying it's a finding that holds true for both medical and recreational dispensaries. Researchers looked at opioid mortality rates and cannabis prevalence in 23 states from 2014 to 2018 and found that overall, counties where the number of legal marijuana shops increased from 1 to 2 experienced a 17% reduction in opioid-related fatalities. That's all the headlines I've got for you today. I'll say happy birthday, Jeffrey, and I'll send it back to you guys.
Who the fuck is Jeffrey?
That was great. That was amazing.
Yeah,
That was great.
I still don't know who is he talking. Is it the giraffe for Toys R Us birthday?
Yeah.
It's Jeff Sweeney, and that's not to be confused with Jeff Sweeney.
All right, got you, man. Right on. So cool. Anyway, hey, we're back.
Yeah.
We're going to talk a little bit more with Tim because I'm interested in this contraption he's got, and then we're going to do this week's installment of Growing Dank.
Yeah,
We're
we got a
gonna
new
take
one for
cuttings, man. So if you know somebody who needs to know how to take cuttings, tag them, get them here. They're going to need it.
I was going to say 2. The 2 events that are coming up on 4/17 and the other one that's in
Knob Noster.
Knob Noster.
Knob Noster.
Since you
Go out there and get your Knob Noster.
you might not be able to be there, so I would say take a picture and tag one of these gentlemen to let them know that you're thinking of them and that you're there representing
Hell yeah,
the house.
man.
Tag
Yeah.
them up on Facebook.
I'll tell you what.
Here comes.
Post a picture on the group of you at the Knob Noster event
Best pick wins.
with your top shelf shirt on,
Oh, yeah.
and I'll have something cool for you.
Oh,
you
they're a
go.
challenge. There it is
I'll have
right
something
there.
really
Knob
cool
Noster
for you.
challenge.
The Knob Noster challenge.
love
There
it.
you go.
I
Hey,
like
baby.
I love it a lot.
The Knob Noster challenge.
I like it.
So
There we
post
go.
a picture of yourself.
Yeah. Tag.
Okay, and if you don't have any 420 top shelf gear, post a picture of yourself anyway. We'll have another giveaway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just post it on our and yeah, show your love to Top Shelf while you're out at the Knob Noster event, and we'll have something cool for you.
Show your flair.
Yeah, baby, show it,
Exactly.
show it. So cool.
So,
So
why don't you show
why
it?
don't you
Yeah.
show
All right.
your flair, bud?
All right, so yeah, this is again, like I said before, the amazing news. And I asked for a grinder, and this is what a complete dunce. It has a grinder built in.
Oh wow.
Okay,
man.
so this little contraption.
So you didn't need a grinder.
Yeah, I didn't need a grinder like
Cool.
it does.
That's awesome.
So you turn it on. It has a little button in the front here. You turn it on. You hold, press down. Oh, and this is totally battery powered. It's USB. You can do this thing is really unstable. That's it. This is the one thing I have. My critique on this is that it's top heavy. So
It needs a bigger
it
stand.
wants to fall. So we're just
Right.
going to lean it right up against this can. Look at that.
It needs a
There you
bigger
go.
Problem
stand, that's
solved.
all.
Yeah, it needs a bigger stand. This is again hemp flower, under 0.3 THC. I like it because of its CBD qualities, and then again, its terpene value is it's amazing. You guys want to pass that along? You can get your noggin
Oh,
and
yeah.
nose into that and smell it up. You
Now, I've heard a lot of, oh, there you go.
Dang.
I've heard a lot of people,
put that anywhere.
wow, that smells good.
So you just put the bud straight up. Go ahead. What were you saying, Bert? Kind of
I heard a lot of people that are, not a lot of people, but I've heard that some people are spraying the CBD bud with Delta 8. Have you heard anything about that?
I would say questionable people would be doing
Okay.
that. Maybe not to say that you're doing something wrong there. Probably that could be the thing. I mean, moon rocks are a thing, right?
Right,
So you
yeah.
take bud, you're putting distillate on it, you're rolling it in keef, and there is a moon rock. That's
Right,
what
yeah,
it is, right?
yeah.
So if they're doing that, yes, that could be dangerous because if you don't want a psychoactive effect, that's why I smoke hemp. I don't
Well,
necessarily.
no, they're rolling in hemp. They're spraying the hemp bud with it.
because purposely.
Purposefully.
Okay.
Yeah, they're spraying the hemp bud with it.
Sure.
And selling it that way.
Sure.
And I didn't know if you'd heard much about that.
You know what? Again,
and how you felt about it.
Yeah,
Personal opinion.
Yeah, how do I
That's
feel
all.
about it? Delta 8 and I have an interesting. I'm not a fan. I don't mind it, but I'm not a big fan.
Okay.
But for anybody that gets medicinal value out of it, great.
I'd like to
Fantastic.
know why you're not a fan. Is it the process? In simple terms.
It's in a process.
Is
Yeah,
it the process? All the
I'm-
acids that they have to use to break it down?
Somewhat, yes, because
Okay.
the natural process of the plant that grows in the ground is something that I am a
Right.
fan of.
You're
Okay,
a purist.
I am to some degree, man. I had the vape cartridge there, so people probably call me out that for having the vape. But
Right.
period in the story, I like flower.
Right.
I like flower. So these are cones. These are king size cones. I just picked
Nice.
up.
So it
just
loads
regular-
cones.
Yeah, so you put the
Nice.
cone in the bottom. It puts it in the bottom right there, right into the little fingers all right. See, so the cone goes in the top, and then it's got this little. It's got a little action right there. Oh, what can I do? What am I
Oh,
doing?
Mike.
Oh, the mic. Speaking to the mic, dum dum. And this is
Into the microphone.
magnetic. See how that's magnetic? And then you push the button.
And it grinds
No
it and
way.
puts it in there.
Oh wow.
Okay. How much is that? Where can I get one?
Can I have that
Does it
one?
pack it
And
too?
can I
though?
get two?
That's the thing. So the two critiques that I have for this is top heavy, and then I feel like you kind of have to pack it down a
Yeah,
little
you need
bit.
to pack her down.
And so you kind of have to use. So then that's it, right? So it ground it, it completely ground it, and so it's completely.
I'll be damned.
The grinder it was automatic, and then you put the bat in there, and then now we've got. So then this is the nifty part, right? So then you pull up, and that's how you pull your cone up. Now you could pack it down a little bit more
Yeah.
in there, right?
But still,
But still, there's your full bat, You're kind of taking it, and you're just going to twist it up, like so, because I'm so good at rolling joints, because I have to have the auto roller. And there you have it.
there's your pre-roll.
Nice. There's
There's
your-
your $20 pre-roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Nice.
And that's it. So most of these places probably have one person in the back for all these medical marijuana shops, and some
One
dudes.
person doing it.
Yeah. I really love this. It's a cool product. This smokes really evenly.
And if you buy something like that from a dispensary, I'm just telling you right now, somehow I know this, you're getting larf and trim.
Yeah, and this.
Anyway,
you asked about a
just gonna
price.
Throw that out there.
You asked
Right.
about a price. I think this is like $100+.
Okay.
It's from Banana Brothers. Is the brand that I have, Banana
Cool.
Brothers.
Right on.
Right on.
I always hate to do this, but there it is, the Banana Brothers, and that's the device.
Nice.
Very cool.
USB, and it does very nice. I really like it. You got to get a kind of a feel for it. But that's it, guys. That's auto the
Beautiful.
roller and
Very
terpenes
cool.
and everything. Thank you so much. I'll hang around and
Right
just-
on, dude. Well, you know what, man? So it was. I'm appreciate you coming by and sharing your knowledge with us and telling me what I have. And Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about. So just real quick,
Sure.
as far as on a scale from 1 to 5, medically, where would you say that the samples I brought you would rate on that?
11.
Would you say 6? Or?
11.
11.
So, yeah.
Flattery will get you everywhere.
Exactly, a Spinal Tap 11. Again, for the medicinal value and on some of the strains in there, the lowest number I would give that literally would be 4.1, and then all the way up from there, man,
Nice,
on the
dude,
fives.
nice.
Yeah, because again, the strain and what you're doing to take care of the plant fully to maturity,
Putting the love in it.
it's got to have it. You can't cheat on hours and days. And I mean, if you wanted to make a juiced up plant, as it were, if you wanted to use plant steroids, nutrients, or whatever, you can do that.
PGRs,
Yeah,
baby.
you can do that. You can fill it full of stuff. I was going to say junk, but stuff, and then get an incredible result on paper. Looks good. The old saying, looks good on paper. But really, this comes down to when you sample, when you partake of this plant in a for its medicinal properties. Yeah, really
Beautiful.
good stuff, man. Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, very good stuff.
All right, so talking about the way I grow,
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything special. I just think that I do what I've been taught down the road, and I'm trying to pass that on. So with that being said, we're going to go to this week's Growing Dank, and I am taking cuttings. It's time. I've up potted, but you know what? No need for me to sit here and talk about it. So as soon as Dave has that queued up, we'll go to this week's Growing Dank. Hey everybody, Big V here. Welcome to another episode of Growing Dank. This is my third video in this installment, and basically what I'm doing is I'm walking you through the grow from starting seeds all the way to harvesting, cure, and smoke. And we started these seeds about 7 weeks ago. And if you remember in last week's episode, we did the hub pot, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we did the hub pot, last episode. And we up potted these Captain Redbeard, Bubba Mac and Cheese into these 5-gallon pots into the dank living soil. You can see the explosion and how much growth they put on. It's pretty cool. And what I've been feeding them is nothing. I haven't been feeding them anything. I have been giving them cultured biologic teas, giving them to them every other week. And they seem to be loving it. They're doing great. They got good color. They're great structure. They're putting on weight. And it's time to trim them up. And it's time to take some cuttings. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to trim these up, and we're going to take some cuttings. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The first thing I've done here is I've set my stage. And so, that's pretty important to get everything ready. I like to get everything prepared before I go into taking cuttings. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And there's nothing worse than getting part of the way through on getting your cuttings taken and realize, crap, I forgot something. So, that's what I've done here. I went ahead and got everything prepped. I've got my humidity dome here. I've got my spray bottle, my trash can for extra clippings and whatnot. I've got my alcohol. I've got my paper towel swabs. Of course, I use these coconut fiber rolled because they last longer, they're stronger, I can reuse them. I've got my razor knife here. I use a razor knife. You can buy those little zip razor knives that that slide in and out that you can break the blades off once they get dull. but you need a razor blade because you want something sharp. And I always use a fresh razor blade. It just doesn't matter. I always do because I want it to be as sharp as it can be. And so here we are. I've started. I'm using. This is my rooting hormone here, or my rooting powder. I mixed it up again in my old laundry detergent bucket. I know you guys all have your different methods of mixing it up, but I just like to put it in here and mix it up. Now I've got my rooter cubes soaking, and I've got a lot of rooter cubes in there, but I'm not going to take nearly that many cuttings. So I've got my rooter cubes, and I'm soaking the rooter cubes in the Culture Biologics Dr. Root. They've been soaking in there overnight, and I've also poured off. I've got a little container labeled. It's labeled with the variety of plant, Dr. Bubba Mac and Cheese, okay? And it's got today's date on it, and I have an A on there because I planted seeds. And no matter what, you're liable to get variance in between the different phenotypes. I might grow this out, and I might like a lot of things about it, but it might not be as potent as one of the other varieties or one of the other phenos, or it might not have the color I like, or whatever you might find to be appealing to you as the type of plant you want. It might not have the aroma. With me, it would be the terpenes and the potency, and color is last for me. So if it doesn't have everything that I want after I have harvested it, then I don't want to keep it. So what I do is I make sure when I take the cuttings, I use a number of different containers all labeled, and this plant will be labeled as A. This is the pheno A, and I'll take 2 cuttings off of each plant, and maybe more. I might take 4 because I like to make sure I get the root, but usually I take 2. I've got 3 plants to do cuttings. I only want to have my limit, and in Missouri, your limit is 6 cuttings or seedlings, so I want to take 2 cuttings off of each plant, and then I've got the other ones over here. Okay, so we've got everything prepared and laid out, and it's time to start the process of taking cuttings. The first thing I'm going to do, I've got my plant here and I haven't touched it. I want to make sure that what I'm using is clean. Now, all of my containers, as soon as I'm done with them, they all go into the wash to get washed. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some alcohol, and just normal rubbing alcohol, 70%. I'm going to take one of my swabs here, and I'm going to get some alcohol on it, of course. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to clean this razor blade with it. Now this is a brand new blade, and I have already cleaned it off once, but I want to make sure I get everything up around here. Cleaning it off with rubbing alcohol because, and I do this in between, every time I go to a different plant, I'm going to clean up. I'm going to take my scissors. They're already clean. I cleaned them the last time I used them because I clean them every time I use them. These particular scissors. Now I have several sets of scissors around, but what I do is I have one set that I use specifically for plants and specifically for trimming and taking cuttings. And I keep those set aside, and I clean them every time I use them. So I'm just wiping these off and getting them ready, because if this plant or the plant that I cut before had a pathogen on it or some sort of a disease or whatever, then I could spread that disease or pathogen over to another plant. So I like my equipment to be clean, okay? And so I'm done with this now. I'm going to set it over here. Well, maybe not. I might have to clean it up in between plants. I'm going to need it. But, you know, I got a lot of stuff here, so I'm going to go ahead and clear a little space. And I know you can't see where I'm putting it, but trust me, I have a shelf over here. All right. Again, my bucket here for trimming, Okay, so what I've got, and we'll talk about this humidity dome a little later, but I got this beautiful plant here. You can see it's got great structure, bushy down here. But what we have, and we have a little grass over here growing, that's indicative of the dank. I just leave it there because it doesn't hurt anything. Basically what it is it's rice hulls. In the dank, we use rice hulls to as a aggregate. So, and it helps feed the earthworms, add silica to the soil, all kinds of good stuff. And I put that in the dank for those specific purposes. And sometimes we get a little bit of rice sprout, and I get asked about it all the time. So what I want to do is I'm going to go through here and I'm going to get the structure of this plant. I need to clean it up. So I'm going to take my scissors that I've already cleaned. Okay, I'm just going to come in here and I'm going to clip this bottom leaf off here, and I'm going to put it in here. Now, this is clean because I'm going to take these leaves, and I know this is a sidetrack, but these leaves, you would not believe how full of nutrients cannabis leaves are. Hemp leaves. You will not believe it. So I'm going to take these and I'm going to juice these. So that's what I do with my leaves that I cut off. I juice them. Me and my wife, we juice them. I mean, they're so full of great nutrients. They're dark green. I don't want to waste anything. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to just do this. And I'm going to clip these up and clean them up. And I'm going to get me some area to work in here. That's what I'm going to do. So it takes just a little minute to come in here and clip these big fan leaves off. And it gives me so much more room to work. And they're beautiful. Okay, so now what I have is I have these lower branches here. Okay, I have these lower branches. And those are what I'm going to use to take my cuttings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to see exactly how long of a cutting I want to take, and I'm going to trim it back. Okay? So now for video's sake, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this off down here low, and you can do that if you want. This is how I normally do it. I cut the whole branch off because I'm not going to leave it on there. Now I do not need a cutting that long. Basically, I only need this top part right here. So I'm going to come in here with the scissors, and I'm not getting right up against I'm coming off a little bit, but I don't want the plant to be putting any energy toward growing those leaves or growing these. Now we get down to this node right here, okay? And what I like to do is I like to find a spot where there's actually two branches growing out or not too far offset. And then I like to take it and I like to just kind of bend it where it peels the skin back. Okay? Now, not everybody does that. This is something I've learned, and I just peel that skin back. Now what that does is that opens this up, it exposes the under layer of the stem, and everywhere it's exposed like that is a place where roots will come out and grow. Then I'm going to take and I'm going to go opposite, just under probably 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch underneath there, and I'm going to cut at a nice sharp angle. Okay? I'm going to immediately put it into the cloning solution. And I'm going to let it sit here while I'm taking the rest of the cuttings. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 3 more cuttings off of this, and then I'm going to put them, we'll go put them in cubes. our cuttings taken. And for the purpose of time here, I only took cuttings off of 2 of the plants. I'll take the other cuttings later. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these. I've got my rooter cubes here, been soaking, and I'm just going to put these into the rooter cube. Now, some people use rooting gel, the Olivia stuff, or there's other types you can use. I don't use rooting gel. This hormone should be all that you need. The root cubes are soaked with it. The plants have sat here and soaked it up. You shouldn't need anything else but this to get good solid roots on this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this lid off of the humidity dome and set it down here. And I made sure I cleaned all this up. I cleaned it out with bleach, just a little bit of bleach, and then some dish soap and stuff. So, but basically, here we go. I'm going to take these cuttings and I'm going to pull one out here. And all I'm going to do is pick this cube up, squeeze it out just a little bit to get the drippies off. And then I'm just going to stab this down in here just like that. Make sure it's down in there good, but it's not coming through the bottom. And I've got it stabbed down in there. And then of course I've got my trim bucket, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take these leaves and I'm going to trim these off. And I'm just going to clip the ends of them. Just a little bit. Now, the science behind this, or what I've learned, is that that will trigger hormones in the plant to heal itself and to send roots. So now I'm just going to set this right in here. Just like that. Actually, I'm going to move it right over here because that's how I'm going to line those out. And you can see it sets right down in there. And I'm going to take the next cutting and do the same thing with it. I'm just going to bring this up again. Nice soaked rooter cube, a squish. I'm going to take this cutting and I'm going to stab it right down in. There's a little hole. I'll show you here. And I like to hit my finger. See, you'll come through the bottom if you're not careful. So you'll need to back off of that a little bit. And then take your scissors, trim it up. And you don't want to cut a lot of the leaf off because it needs the nutrients in that leaf to shoot roots. Because that's all it has. It doesn't have any nutrients at all in it, just what's in the roots. And I'm working backwards here, and I'm doing the last plant that I did first so I don't have to re-clean my scissors again. Okay, so now that I have all the cuttings in the tray and they are getting ready to go under the light here for the next few days, I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to take some of this, but not out of those, right here, and I'm just going to pour off a little bit into here. And I want to, because here, I'll show you. This tray has little ribs in it. And what I want to do is I want some of this stuff to set down in those little ribs. Okay? And I want them to be down in there because this is a humidity dome. I don't want very much there, just enough to kind of set down in those ribs. I could actually put more in there, but I don't need to. and that's going to create moisture in the dome. Last but not least, I have plain water here. Nothing special, plain water. I'm going to mist these. This will help relieve the stress of taking cuttings. And I'm just wanting to mist them down, get them good and wet. And then I will take the humidity dome and close it off. I want it closed for the first 3 to 5 days. And there you have it. Your cuttings are in there. Put them off. I set them off to the side for about 3 days, and then I put them right underneath the light, and they start shooting roots hard. So that's pretty much it. That's all there really is to taking cuttings. And you know, we can get all technical with it, and you know, but it's not that difficult. You just need the right stuff, and you need the knowledge and the know-how. But I would expect that I get all 8 of these cuttings to root. So, but yeah, so that's it, man. That's taking cuttings. So you guys pretty much know everything you need to know about carrying on your favorite variety through the cloning method. And so I'm going to have probably 8 cool clones here. And again, the Cultured Biologics Dr. Root is what we're using for our rooting solution here. And you can get that at favorite grow shop, but if you can't get it, if they're out, if you can get it down at Happy Rock Farms, I have to give them a shout out. That's my home. It sells out pretty quick. So, but if nobody has it in stock, don't forget to go to www.culturedbiologics.com and put in the discount code Top Shelf, and you'll get a nice healthy discount. And they've even got some options for free shipping if you check it out. So magic beans, you can get magic beans at www.captainredbeardseeds.com. Again, use the code Top Shelf and you'll get a nice discount and great genetics. Forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, and our Twitch. And go on there and leave a comment, rate us. So one other thing I want to throw out there is don't forget the Ask Top Shelf. Go on, if you have a question to ask us, go on there and ask it, and we'll use it on the show. So peace out, everybody. Plant often, happy growing, and stay lifted. All right. So
Yeah.
there you go, man. That's all about taking cuttings.
So if you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Now you know.
And
Yeah.
you know what, man? I'm not trying to get super technical. I'm talking to people who, for the most part, in the state of Missouri, a lot of new cultivators that just need to know the basics, and they've never really been able to see it done. But yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap things up. I think we got one more giveaway that we can give away.
Yep.
And
Right.
I'm going to give away this pack here.
Yeah.
It's a little bigger than your normal sample pack.
All right.
Cultured Biologics.
Yeah.
A small bottle of Mercenary in the instruction
Yeah.
to that. So so that's what we're going to give away right now.
Awesome.
So I'm just going to go ahead and
Your mic.
Dig it in.
Nope.
Hey.
we were down on mic.
I was tripping, man. Could they hear me?
Okay.
My mouth's big enough. I'm loud
Yeah.
enough. I think they can
I'm
hear
sure
me.
out of
So
everybody
anyway.
in the room, Vernon
hear
could
me.
probably go without a mic and be fine.
Damn, dude.
Playing the
So,
drums.
yeah.
Like playing the drums.
Right?
All right.
All right.
Done,
Who do we
done,
got?
done, done, done. Okay. Here we go.
Who do we got?
She don't get them.
What?
Growing Healthcare.
Oh man.
Growing Healthcare won some Cultured Biologics.
There you go.
You know what? She's into this stuff too, man.
that's
awesome.
She likes it, so couldn't have gone to a better person. Growing Healthcare, you got 24 hours to hit us up in messages on our Facebook page. to get some of this Culture Biologics sample pack here, and I know you'll put it to good use. We've got plenty more of this stuff to give away.
Yeah.
I want to thank Tim Lawrence for coming by.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I
Thank you,
appreciate you
guys.
giving me a
Yeah.
overview of what I found, and
Yeah. Fantastic. Thank you, DJ Dave, Stuart, Big V, Zach. Guys, I have watched the show. Big fan of your work. We've worked together on some different grows and
Absolutely.
things. It taught me so much about soil content and what I did, what I thought I know and what I don't know. To Otto the roller, if you guys are sick of rolling, and you want to put a little electric in your life, there it is. Lucky Elixir, the kombucha. I really think it's great. You guys have been able to sample it.
we'll
there
throw
in
up some
North
links
Kansas City.
tomorrow
Yeah.
so you can
good
find
stuff.
Certainly.
these things.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for watching. Everybody that's on the feed. I see Bruce. I see Tammy. I see Growing. Patrick, guys, thanks for stopping by. It's always really important to support these guys, subscribe and like all that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like he said, go to our page,
Yeah.
click
Yeah.
that like button, subscribe to our YouTube and our Twitch feed, and get us. Just
Yeah.
show us some love, man.
Love,
We're
yeah.
out here pounding
Yeah.
the pavement to.
And you know what? If you're on our Facebook, it's cool. But also go onto our YouTube.
Yeah.
Even if you don't watch on YouTube, give us a like on
It's
YouTube.
important.
All
Well,
those
you can
likes
find
up.
all these
Yeah.
videos. Like we've separated the growing dank and all
Yeah.
that, and they are in their own place on the YouTube, so you can
Yep.
go just watch those or whatever.
Dropping knowledge, dropping
But
knowledge.
you know what time it is. I've already
Yep.
loaded my rig. It's time to dab out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be dabbing a little bit of dab here. I love cherries.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I love cherries. Yeah.
I'm going to be working on
So
some
that's
hemp
all I'm
that's
gonna say.
in a concentrated form. So for all the hemp smokers out
I love
there,
pie. Cherry pie.
You guys have an amazing night. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Yes,
my
and
hempers, my hemp smokers.
plant often, grow happy, and
Yes.
stay lifted.